Once upon a time, two retired teachers decided to convert their garage into a pottery studio. Along with their daughter and son, they built a business around the idea that the world could use a little more art and a lot more artists. We're the Kaya family. Welcome to Wocky Pots. Hi everybody, how you doing? How you been? How are things? Shane and Diana here with coffee time number 35 at Wocky Pots Studio. Diana, what are we going to talk about this week?
Well, we'll go ahead and get started talking about all of the wonderful things that went on last week.
It was a great week.
You had a grand time on Friday.
Oh, that's right. Yep, I had a play date. It was fun. Yep. Do you want to talk about that first?
Sure.
All right. So James from Hanson's Craftery came to the studio, and we tried something kind of new. But first, a little background information, and I will show you closer pictures of this. So don't fret. James came to the studio, and he's been doing these gyotaku fish prints. It's a Japanese art style where you take a fish and you actually make a print from it. Now, this is ink on paper, and it's fantastic. But James has the idea of doing these also making fish plates and trays and ceramic material out of these fish prints. So James came to the studio on Friday, and we tried our hand at it. We have a couple of little plates, a couple of little trays that we did. Now, this is greenware, just glazed. It will go directly into a glazed fire. So we're doing a single fire on our standard 112 clay.
Will it then get clear glazed after that then?
I'm not sure. We'll look at it and we'll see. The issue is if we put clear glaze on it right now, we're afraid that the colors are going to run and the colors will bleed out of the edges and stuff. So I am inclined to say that this won't get a clear glaze. We'll wait and we'll look and we'll see. But this is notable because we're doing a single fire on this so that we're skipping that intermediary
so you're taking
bisque fire.
All the way to cone 6.
That's right. This is going directly in cone 6.
This isn't being bisqued, then glazed, and then cone 6.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I'm with you now.
So we're gonna try single fire on this, and we've had some luck with standard 112 and single fires at cone 6 before. For this particular one, we used Mako Stroke and Coat as our ink, and that's what's on this little plate. But we also have a couple of other ideas too. I made a silicone mold of one of the fish here. That's what that blue is. And there's a possibility that we might be able to have fish actually embedded in our clay. Like we'll actually have fish imprints in our clay. The problem with doing that with actual live fish is that the fish are a little squishy, and we can't apply but so much pressure to the fish.
Gross.
But no, we had no fish explosions, but we were a little worried about applying too much pressure with the the fresh fish that James had caught. So we're considering the possibility of doing the fish prints directly from silicone castings of the fish that he caught. Now, I know we can buy silicone fish. You can from art supplies, and it's meant for this, but there is a value in using the fish that you catch, and that's what James wants to preserve.
Yes, and he had caught all of those.
Right.
So, and I think for him that's all part of that process.
It's part of the process.
Yeah.
And if you get a chance, maybe I'll throw a link up in the comments. Do check out Hanson's Craftery because he's been selling these and they look fantastic. He's got some new fish prints and they look great. But that's one of the things that we just did on Friday, and that has opened up a lot of exploration for us, a lot of new ideas and a lot of new ways of creating our ceramic pieces. So that was a big thing from last week.
Yes, we also had a private mug class last week.
Right, we had set this up a while ahead of time.
Right. So I had a great grandmother and her great granddaughter come to the studio to make mugs with us, and so one of them made this cat mug, and the other made this great leaf mug, and we went traipsing outside to gather leaves to imprint on the clay, and then she cut them out and attached them on. So she had a grand time with that, and I just made one of my filigree mugs.
Very
and
nice.
So I got an opportunity to make one mug during that class as this is my demonstration piece.
That's going to be a great one.
I think so. I like it. It's very nice, and it's very clean on the inside.
Yep.
I'm like super proud of that.
This is our workhorse clays, our standard 112.
Yeah.
Whenever we're trying something new or different, or whenever we have students come into the studio, much of what we do is with that standard 112. It's got a nice grog in it. It's a speckle buff finish when it's fired, and we like using it.
And I have to say, the way the speckles show up through glazes and stuff is one of my favorites.
Right, especially some of the
So
celadons.
I have a tendency to go back to that one again and again. So, yeah.
Yep.
So, but it was a fun class also. And then we also were contacted last week. It was actually passed on to us from where Carolyn works. So Jeff told her, he said, you might want to get your parents to find out about this. So we have a lady who contacted us to do a memorial raku piece.
Right.
And I think it's such a sweet thing. It is for her friend's cow.
Right, and this was a Highland cow.
Yes.
They're the ones that have the shaggy forelocks on their foreheads. And I think that's a great idea.
So Carolyn has handled all the details of it and everything, and all we have to do is you need to start making the vases for it.
And that's kind of getting into what's going on today. I'm going to start cracking out some vases out of raku clay. We still have 4 pieces up there that need to be fired.
Right, and one of those might be the right size for Sandy. You might want to make a few extras too.
For sure.
But then Matt also needs one for his dad, for his dad's horse. And so I know
that's
he
going to be a
wants
large
one. So we've got, it's amazing to me, we have quite a few people that have memorial pieces that they want, or pieces to honor a living horse, or in this case a cow. But then last week was also our market day, and at the market we always see this wonderful dog come through. His name is Drake. And
right, he's the cutest Rottweiler. I can't even call him a cute little Rottweiler puppy because Drake's growing up. He's getting to be a big boy.
But we'll put a picture on for you so you can enjoy Drake too. And he is the most social, the most loving thing. And, you know, other than the raku pieces, we don't generally do like pieces that someone requests of us, because it does add a layer of complexity and stress. So usually we make things and then people pick from what we have. But they did ask me if I could put a picture of Drake on a mug for them.
That should be doable. So you'll no doubt paint it with underglaze and then put a clear glaze over it.
Yeah.
And it'll be one of your nice big mugs like the one you're using there.
Yeah, and I have gotten so much joy out of seeing that dog every Saturday.
He gets bigger
at the
every time we
market,
see him.
That I looked at him and I said, yes, I will gladly try this for you all. I said, I don't know that I do it for everybody, but
we'll give it a shot, and we're looking forward to the opportunity to try it out.
Yes. So I think it'll be fun. And of course, we had our glaze unload video last week too, because we had a glaze unload. It came out Friday.
If you haven't had a chance to check that out, we had some really good pieces come out. We did have a couple pieces that I have to repair, but we didn't have anything come out of the kiln where I thought immediately, oh, that's not going to work. We had a couple pieces where I have to file the bottom down, and I'll let you know how they turn out. But if you're curious about which pieces I'm talking about, you can check out that kiln opening video that just happened a few days ago.
Yes.
And we also had not many of those pieces survived.
No. Not that they survived. They just left the table too quickly, guys.
They have been adopted out of the 20 pieces, not counting the hard dishes, out of the 20 pieces that just came out of the kiln and that we just put up on Saturday for the very first time. 14 of them sold that day. 14 out of the 20 brand new pieces.
a couple of my favorites went, and that was the chicken mug and the funky chicken from the chicken class.
I'll show pictures of some of the stuff
Yeah.
that went on Saturday, so you guys
So,
have an idea what
but
people are buying.
and it is wonderful though when someone picks it up and you can tell from their face that it's meant for them, because the lady who got the chicken mug just beamed. I mean, ear to ear grin, and she held it and she cradled it and held it to her, and you're like,
They
and she
fell
says,
in love.
I'm gonna drink my coffee out of this every single day.
Right. So I'll show you guys pictures of those for sure. It was a fantastic day at the market.
Yes.
Many of the brand new things that just came out of the kiln found their forever homes on Saturday. That's great.
So that was good. That was really great. We're moving right along now to this week.
Okay, this week's we got some exciting things happening this week, you guys.
Yes.
You may have noticed, I'm going to start talking about this wheel that's on the corner of the table here. This is the little wheel that we got from Amazon for about $150. It's a Vivor pottery wheel. It's very small. It's very lightweight. It's quite, what's the word I'm looking for? Economical.
And portable.
And portable. So what I'm going to try to do is I want to set this wheel up at our market booth, and I want to do demonstrations. I want to make small pieces of pottery as a demonstration at the market stalls so that people can see the process that we go through to make something on the wheel. Now, this is not my production wheel. It's not the wheel that I make most things out of, and I will definitely show you pictures of my big wheel so you understand. But this is about 1/20th the cost of my big wheel. So it's not something that it's not a huge expense. And if you're watching and you're wondering whether or not you should get into doing wheel throne work with the cheap Amazon wheel, in the next couple of days I'm going to give a demonstration video of this. I'll post about a 10 or 15 minute video explaining how this wheel works, how I can throw with it and what it does, explaining all the little quirks and idiosyncrasies, and then you can decide.
Right.
But
so like you'll give the pros and the cons.
the pros and the cons.
Okay.
The way I look at it is this: for the price of, like, if I can make 4 or 5 mugs out of this that sell, then this wheel has paid for itself. That is not the case with the great big Brent wheel that I use on a normal basis. But anyway, so this is what's happening this week. For the next day or two, I'm going to be getting used to this in a portable configuration. And by portable, I mean I have a battery that I can plug into this. And I know that it will power it for about 90 minutes, but I need to do an actual time test to see if I can get more than 90 minutes out of that one charge. So look for in the next couple of days a short video where I talk about this wheel in detail, and I'll demonstrate throwing a pot also.
That sounds good.
So that's happening this week.
Yes. And also this week, we need to make some pottery.
Of course we do, like every week.
But we didn't get to it last
You're right.
week.
We kind of missed that last week.
Well, the whole week kind of, with the market being on the different day, and it just kind of threw the whole schedule off. So
I think it's fluky is the word.
We
That's
did
the word,
not get
fluky.
a bisque load in, and there's really hardly anything.
Not much.
Yes, so this is going to be a week of us really trying to make and get several things ready to dry and be bisqued. And most of those things are going to be mugs and crab mugs and sea star mugs and chicken mugs.
Yep, maybe some of those
horse
plates.
mugs.
I don't think we have any of our lunch plates
No, they're
left.
all gone again. So the lunch plates, and I feel like I could make some of everything that we sell at the market, and that would be a good thing, but I don't know that I'll get to that. Plus, there's always new things I want to try, and I haven't had time to make new things. I want to know why we can't have an 8-day week.
I think lots of our viewers would not want an 8-day week unless they could have a 3-day weekend. Then maybe that would be okay.
But I can't find enough time.
That is the issue. Finding enough time is the issue.
The other thing that we're in the process of doing right now is kind of a business thing, because we are looking at our Wocky pots and we're looking to see the goals so far, where we're at with the goals that we had set, and we're starting to make some new goals.
Right.
And so we've met some goals.
We have. And talking about this from a business perspective, of course, we started doing this because we love doing it.
Yes.
And it's so much fun, and we really, really enjoy it. But there's a whole business aspect to this as well. Now, we were talking about this morning.
Wasn't that concerned originally?
Well, originally we weren't. That's right. We were
Not
talking
that I'm
about
concerned.
this morning, and one of the things that we shine at is assessment, and it's our background as teachers. Now, don't get me wrong. Nobody likes standardized tests, but to be an effective teacher, you have to have assessments. You have to know where you're at, where you're headed, what you need to go to, or what you need to do in those intermediary steps. And we seem to be pretty good at that assessment.
We are, we keep lots of charts and tallies and lists so that we know what's selling. We know all sorts of things like that, and we're keeping track, and so we're very good with that. So that goal is really good to, just the whole measuring our progress. And we are seeing progress. It's wonderful. And just like when we started, we were like, oh, we want to do a YouTube channel. And it wasn't really set out that we wanted to do a YouTube channel because we want to have this amount of people. And yet we did make a goal for that. We said we'd like to have 300 viewers, and we are past that goal.
Yeah, we made our goal, and now it's time to move on to the next goal.
Yeah.
We have 380 viewers. How many?
89, I think.
389 viewers now, which isn't a lot, of course, by
Right.
YouTube channel standards, but our progress is incremental,
Yes.
and our next goal is 1,000. We're going to
Right.
get to 1,000,
Right.
and then after that, we'll reassess and see what we can do.
But and the whole coffee time thing, it's a fun part of our day. I feel like it's a great way to start a day. Sometimes it is in the morning, sometimes though it's in the evening, because it's just how things went. But it allows us time to plan and allows folks out there to see the planning process, and I know we have some folks who are watching us who are starting their own pottery studios and things, and so if the little bit of knowledge we have helps somebody else, I feel like I've made a difference.
Then we've done a good thing. So in the business end, we are updating our webpage. If you go to wockypots.com right now, you'll see that it looks a little bit better than it did last week. And we're going to be making slow incremental changes to that. And I know I am not the best one at that, but if we sit down with a clear plan, it's not difficult to update. By this fall and winter, we will have our online storefront open, and
So
it'll
that's
be
a
stocked.
goal.
That's a goal, and we'll have it. I know for sure we will.
The other part of the website too, you were going to add in a blog section. Because one of the things that I really love is I love to read the stories that people share, on their sites and things. And if it's nothing more than saying that, hey, this is what we're working on today, it's all part of the process. And I like to have this log, this record of what we've done, so that in future years we can look back and see.
For sure.
And it's something that will be special to me, and hopefully others out there will read it if they want to.
But that's a business goal for us,
goal.
and it's a personal goal as well.
Yes. So, and then,
now, along with the business, we have been making pottery here in our little studio for 2 years now.
Yes, 2 years.
In earnest for about a year.
Yes. So we've been at the market for a year.
Yep, we've been doing pretty well. But believe it or not, our brand new kiln that we purchased is starting to give us indications that it's time to think about replacing the elements and the relays inside the kiln.
Yes. And we checked the number of cycles.
We're at 311,000 cycles on all of our coils.
Yes, and it should be every 40 to 60 cone 5, cone 6 firings, elements should get changed. So we're right there.
We're pretty
and
close to
the
that.
relays generally get changed around 300,000. So again, we're right there. We have already previously changed the thermocouple.
Time for another one, though.
But that's right. If we're going to do the other things, we might as well do the thermocouple.
And the thermocouple's pretty cheap. So all of this stuff is going to be happening over the next couple of weeks. And trust me when I say you'll know when we actually replace all this stuff, because we're going to be taking pictures and videos.
Lots of pictures and stuff like that.
Documentation.
So, but the way I'm thinking about this is it's probably something that at our current rate of production, we're probably going to have to do every year.
About every year.
Yes.
If we're, and now that's assuming with this one that we keep our current pace, which is about 2 firings a week.
Yes.
That we're approximately 2 firings per week, which is a hell of a lot.
Now, it's a bisque firing, which is a low fire, and you can do more low fires than you can with the mid. So that kind of offsets a little bit. But yeah, definitely, because one of the things you want to do is you want to definitely take care of the kiln. Without a kiln,
that was a big investment, so we gotta take care of that.
And then the other thing that we're trying to do goal wise is we just want to make sure that we are sustainable. And one of the things that I've done is I've gone through with our prices and stuff, and I gave us a small raise.
We got a cost of living increase, you guys.
Just a little small raise in there. But I wanted to make sure that for as much as I'm collecting data and stuff, our prices have, everybody keeps telling us our prices are too cheap.
We get that a lot. We had that one ugly guy that said our stuff is too expensive.
Yeah.
But other than that one guy,
everybody else says they're too cheap, and sometimes people give us more money than we ask
that
for.
happened twice at our last setup. That
Yes.
2 times that happened.
So I was like, I think I need to really be more careful on that end. So I've gone through and I've got a very precise list of our overhead expenditures. I've got our labor factored in, and I've got our cost of materials factored in. And so now as we price, we'll make sure that we're more aware of that type of thing, instead of that just, I feel like it's this, which we didn't generally do, but it was like, it's got carving, let's add 5. It's got something extra,
We're getting more meticulous and more precise with our record keeping and our accounting of the things that are leaving the studio.
Yes, because we might be retired, but at the same time, we want to make sure that this is sustainable because we love it.
Because that's if we keep careful records and we price things as they need to be priced, then this will be fine. It'll continue.
Yeah. So kind of business talk is boring sometimes, but it's all part of it. So, but yeah. So we've got a lot of goal and business talk happening this week.
Yep. And we get a lot of that out of the way, like while we're watching TV or whatever. But for us, the real joy, of course, is being in the studio and making the things.
Yes.
And if we want to have a sustainable studio business, the making the things has to come first. That's paramount. Right now, in the market season, we're selling about 40 pieces per week. And that means that we have to be making 40 pieces per week just to break even. And what that really means is we should be making a lot more than 40 pieces, because when the market season dies off, we need to have a stockpile of product that we can sell online. And that's why we're waiting till the fall and winter before we get our online store up and running.
Yep. But lots of new goals. Lots of new plans. The other plan is we are going to actually expand the studio space.
That's right. We are expanding, but not as classroom space, more as actual studio space. We find ourselves getting crunched up in here a lot. So we're going to expand into the other half of our garage. We're going to take half of the remaining half. So there will still be room. Yep.
It's a quarter more.
There will still be room for the motorcycle and all the tools. But we'll have more storage space so that we can store our bisqued pottery and our shipping materials and things that we
Right.
need to keep out of the dust and dirt of the actual studio.
Yeah, because right now we don't have shipping materials.
Right, because we don't generally ship.
Yes.
If we need to ship something, it's a trip to Walmart.
Yeah. So anyway, so lots happening, but I'm really looking forward to making some pottery today.
Right.
We'll be glazing, of course, tomorrow, so that we can get a glaze load in.
And speaking of, we were talking about the garage and talking about my motorcycle. My motorcycle's in the shop right now. We got to go tomorrow and pick that up.
Hopefully.
So hopefully
Yes.
that will be.
Hopefully.
There's nothing. Relax. There's nothing wrong with the motorcycle. They're installing a new light on the trunk of my motorcycle to make me more visible from behind. So that's all that's happening, but we do have to make time in tomorrow's schedule for that. We may want to start getting some of the glazing done today.
Nope.
Nope.
I'm making
Not doing it.
today. I'm
Not
making today. And
Yeah.
then I have Fiber Friends tonight. And
Right,
besides, you guys are going to a
You're
movie tonight.
super fiber friends.
So.
Okay, we're going to see Deadpool tonight, you guys. Holy cow! Watch.
Not me.
Diana's not going to go see it. It's too much questionable, objectionable content for Diana. But Christopher and I are going to go see Deadpool with Carolyn and James tonight, and it's going to be a fun time. Can't wait.
Yes. So anyway, but I think we need to wrap this up now. We will be doing a map update probably next coffee time.
Yep, let's do it next coffee
We
time.
have lots of new viewers, guys.
Yep.
So telling us where they're from. So please tell us where you're from if you haven't already, and we'll include you for next time.
Stick a pin in the map for you.
Yes.
All right,
it'll be so much fun.
Are we all done and set and ready to go?
I think so, because I have chicken mugs to make.
Yep, and I got raku stuff that I got to do. We're gonna have a busy day.
Yeah.
All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. We do appreciate it. Please hit that like and subscribe button. Hit that bell icon if you want to be notified of new content. Especially knowing that I am going to be doing a video this week about our little pottery wheel here. But thank you very much for your support. We appreciate every single one of you. For now, though. Toodaloo, TTFN, ta-ta for now. Take care, see you later. Have a fantastic day no matter where you're at. Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.